Have you ever been told that walking every day is the best way to stay healthy after 60? It's advice that seems simple, safe, and sensible. But what if I told you that while walking is certainly beneficial, it may not be enough to maintain your strength, independence, and balance as you age? According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, adults over 65, who include strength and balance exercises in their weekly routine experience, significantly lower risks of falling joint pain and muscle loss, far more than walking alone can offer. That insight changed the life of Robert Miller, a retired postal worker from Ohio. At age 67, he was walking nearly every day, yet still found himself struggling to lift groceries or stand up from his favorite armchair. A visit to his doctor led him to a new approach: 5 targeted exercises designed specifically for older adults. Within a few weeks, he noticed not only better strength but also improved confidence in how he moved through daily life. In this episode, we're going to explore those same 5 exercises, each one backed by credible research and designed to support your body in the ways that matter most after 60. You won't need fancy equipment or hours of time. In fact, you may already be capable of doing some of them right now, right from your living room. We'll walk you through each movement, explain the benefits, and show you how to adapt them to your own pace. And you'll want to stay tuned until the end, because the final exercise has been linked to improved brain function and even better coordination factors that can reduce your risk of injury and help you live more independently. But before we dive in, let me ask you something. What daily activity has become just a little harder than it used to be? Is it getting up from a chair, reaching down to tie your shoes, or maybe just feeling steady while walking across the kitchen floor? Whatever it is, you're not alone. Let's take the next step together toward a stronger, steadier, and more confident you. Let's begin with the first movement on our list: wall push-ups with a hold. At first glance, this may seem like a basic exercise, something far too simple to make a real difference, but the science behind it tells a different story, one that's especially important for older adults. You see, after the age of 60, we naturally lose about 3% of our muscle mass each year unless we actively work to maintain it. And this loss doesn't just affect appearance. It directly impacts our ability to carry groceries, open jars, or even catch ourselves if we start to fall. Wall push-ups target the muscles that support those everyday movements: the chest, shoulders, arms, and even the core. But what makes this variation unique is the hold. A study from the University of British Columbia found that adults over 60 who performed wall push-ups with a 3-second hold improved their pushing strength by over 40% in just 12 weeks. Even more impressive, they also improved their reaction time, which is critical when it comes to preventing falls. To do this exercise, stand about an arm's length from a wall. Place your palms flat against the wall at shoulder height and shoulder width apart. Keep your feet together or slightly apart. Slowly lean in toward the wall until your nose nearly touches it. Then hold that position for 3 to 5 seconds. During the hold, you should feel your muscles working not just in your arms, but through your chest and core as well. Then slowly push yourself back to the starting position. The key here is the tempo. Take 2 seconds to lean in, hold for 3 to 5 seconds, and take 2 seconds to return. This slow, deliberate pace creates what exercise scientists call time under tension. That's the amount of time your muscles stay engaged, and it's been shown to be especially effective for building strength after 60. If the exercise feels too easy, simply step your feet back a few inches to increase the challenge. If it feels too difficult, move a little closer to the wall. Start with just 5 repetitions and over time build up to 15. It's a small movement, but one that delivers outsized benefits. And the best part, you can do it anywhere: no gym, no equipment, just you and a wall. Let's now move on to our next exercise, one that strengthens your legs while sitting down. Now let's shift our focus to the lower body with an exercise that's surprisingly powerful, even though you perform it while sitting down. It's called the seated leg lift with resistance, and it targets a group of muscles that are absolutely essential for walking, climbing stairs, and rising from a chair: your hip flexors, quadriceps, and core. What makes this movement so valuable is that it not only builds strength but also supports your balance and coordination, all while reducing the strain on your joints. You might be wondering, how can an exercise done in a chair be effective? A 2024 study published in the Archives of Physical Medicine tracked older adults who practiced seated leg lifts with light resistance over an 8-week period. The results were impressive. Participants improved their walking speed by 28% and their ability to climb stairs by 45%. That's not just about moving faster, it's about preserving independence. In fact, doctors often refer to walking speed as the sixth vital sign because of how closely it's linked to long-term health outcomes. To perform this exercise, sit upright in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor and your back pressed firmly against the backrest. Slowly extend one leg straight out in front of you, keeping the knee as straight as comfortable. The goal is to raise your leg until it's parallel with the floor. Hold that position for about 2 seconds, then slowly lower it back down. But here's the key: don't let your foot touch the ground. That keeps the muscles engaged throughout the movement. Start with 10 repetitions on one leg, then switch to the other. As you become more comfortable, you can increase the challenge by adding ankle weights or looping a resistance band around your ankles. This form of one-sided training, called unilateral training, not only builds strength, but also helps correct muscle imbalances that tend to develop over time. Many of us have a dominant side, and this exercise helps bring balance back to the body. It's also worth noting that this movement is especially safe for older adults. Unlike traditional standing exercises, it reduces the risk of falling while still providing the muscular stimulus your body needs to grow stronger. By incorporating seated leg lifts 2 to 3 times per week, you'll begin to feel more stable on your feet and more confident in your daily movement. Up next, we'll explore a simple standing exercise that strengthens your calves, improves circulation, and challenges your balance all at once. Our next movement may seem simple, but it targets one of the most overlooked parts of the aging body: your calves. These muscles do much more than help you walk. They play a critical role in your balance, blood circulation, and even your ability to recover from a stumble. This exercise is called the standing heel raise with a balance challenge, and it does more than just strengthen your lower legs. It trains your body to stabilize itself, something that becomes increasingly important with age. According to a 2023 report from the National Institute on Aging, calf strength is one of the most reliable predictors of long-term independence in older adults. Participants with stronger calf muscles were significantly less likely to require assisted living and experienced fewer fall-related injuries. That's because your calves act as what medical experts sometimes call the second heart. When they contract, they help pump blood back up to your heart, improving circulation and reducing swelling in the lower legs. To perform this exercise, stand behind a sturdy chair or countertop. Lightly touch the surface for balance if needed, but don't rely on it. Slowly rise up onto your toes, lifting your heels as high as you comfortably can. At the top of the movement, pause for 3 seconds. While holding, look straight ahead instead of down. This activates your vestibular system, the part of your inner ear that helps regulate balance. Then lower yourself slowly back down, taking 3 seconds to return to the starting position. This downward phase, called the eccentric movement, is where much of the strength building happens. Start with 10 repetitions and gradually build up to 25. Once you can do that comfortably, try lifting one foot off the floor and performing the heel raise on a single leg. This increases both the intensity and the balance challenge. Studies have shown that older adults who can complete 20 single-leg heel raises tend to have better arterial flexibility and even improved cognitive scores. The beauty of this movement lies in how it engages both body and brain. You're not just strengthening muscle, you're also training your nervous system to respond faster and more effectively. And in the real world, that quick response can be the difference between catching yourself or suffering a serious fall. Let's now move on to an exercise that may seem familiar, but when done correctly, can dramatically improve your ability to stay independent. The modified squat to chair. Now let's turn our attention to one of the most essential movements for everyday life, standing up from a seated position. It might sound simple, but this action plays a major role in maintaining independence. That's why our next exercise, the modified squat to chair, is so important. It strengthens the muscles you use every time you get up from bed, rise from the dinner table, or step out of the car. And perhaps more importantly, it helps preserve your ability to live independently as you age. Research from the Stanford Longevity Center shows that older adults who struggle with sit-to-stand movements are 3 times more likely to experience a loss of functional independence within 5 years. That's because this movement pattern reflects your body's overall strength, balance, and coordination. Fortunately, the squat to chair exercise directly targets the muscles involved: your glutes, quadriceps, hamstrings, and core. To get started, use a sturdy chair that allows your knees to bend at about a 90-degree angle when seated. Stand in front of the chair with your feet about hip-width apart and your toes pointing slightly outward. Cross your arms over your chest or extend them forward for balance. Then begin lowering yourself slowly by pushing your hips back. First, imagine you're closing a car door with your backside. This small detail is important. By hinging at the hips rather than bending at the knees, you engage your glutes and protect your joints. Take about 3 seconds to lower yourself until your backside lightly touches the seat. Don't sit down completely, just make contact to signal the end of the downward movement. Then press through your heels and slowly return to a standing position. Take 2 seconds to come back up. That's 1 repetition. Begin with 5 to 8 reps and gradually work up to 15 or 20 over time. Once you can complete 15 reps with good form, you can increase the challenge by using a lower seat like a couch or bench, or by holding a light weight in your hands. These progressions add intensity and keep your muscles adapting. What's unique about this movement is that it combines strength and power. You're not just building muscle, you're also training your body to move efficiently and react quickly. Up next is a full-body movement that activates your core, sharpens your brain, and even improves your posture. Let's explore the bird dog hold and why it's earning the title of the most complete exercise for healthy aging. Finally, we've arrived at the most powerful and complete movement on our list, the bird dog hold progression. This exercise may have a funny name, but what it does for your body and brain is anything but silly. In fact, researchers from Harvard Medical School and the Mayo Clinic have identified it as one of the most effective exercises for healthy aging. Why? Because it engages nearly every system that tends to decline. As we grow older, balance coordination, core strength, spinal stability, posture, and even cognitive function. What makes the bird dog so unique is that it's a cross-lateral movement. That means you're using opposite sides of your body at the same time: your left arm and your right leg, or your right arm and your left leg. This diagonal pattern mirrors how we naturally move when walking, climbing stairs, or reaching across the table. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Research from the Cleveland Clinic found that these types of movements require communication between both hemispheres of the brain. That process, called cross-hemispheric activation, has been linked to better memory, sharper reflexes, and even a reduced risk of cognitive decline. To perform the basic version, begin on your hands and knees on a comfortable surface like a yoga mat or carpet. Make sure your hands are directly under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Keep your spine neutral, not arched and not rounded. Slowly extend your right arm straight forward and your left leg straight back. Try to form one long line from your fingertips to your toes. Hold that position for 5 seconds, then slowly return to your starting position. Repeat on the other side. At first, aim for 5 repetitions per side. After 2 weeks, increase the hold time to 10 seconds. In weeks 5 and 6, add a small pulse at the top, raising your extended limbs just an inch higher, and then returning to parallel. This subtle motion activates deeper stabilizing muscles and enhances neuromuscular control. By week 7 or 8, you can challenge yourself further by closing your eyes during the hold. Removing your visual input forces your balance system to work harder, strengthening your proprioception and inner ear coordination. A study by the Mayo Clinic followed 500 older adults who practiced bird dog progressions 4 times per week. After 2 months, participants improved their core strength by over 90% and reduced their lower back pain by more than 70%. But perhaps the most surprising finding was this: participants gained bone density in the spine and hips. For most adults over 60, bone loss is expected, but the gentle mechanical load applied during bird dog holds actually stimulated bone growth through a process called mechanotransduction. It's like sending a message to your bones saying, "Stay strong, we're still using you." Another benefit: this movement enhances rotational stability, the ability to resist twisting forces when you bend, reach, or carry things unevenly. That's something walking alone simply doesn't train. Plus, the deep breathing you'll use during each hold improves oxygen delivery and helps regulate blood pressure. So while it might look like a quiet stretch on the floor, the bird dog is working overtime behind the scenes. It's helping you stay upright, stay sharp, and stay confident in your movement. Up next, we'll bring it all together and talk about how these 5 exercises can transform your health with just a few minutes a day. Now that you've heard about all 5 exercises, let's take a moment to step back and look at the bigger picture. Each movement we've covered today serves a purpose. The wall push-up strengthens your upper body and reaction time. The seated leg lift boosts your walking ability and supports your hips and thighs. The standing heel raise trains your calves and balance system. The modified squat prepares you to rise and move with strength. And the bird dog, well, that one ties it all together, building your core, stabilizing your spine, and even supporting your brain. What's remarkable is that none of these exercises require a gym membership, expensive equipment, or even a lot of time. They're efficient, accessible, and scientifically backed. According to the CDC and other national health organizations, older adults should aim for at least 150 minutes of physical activity each week. But that doesn't have to mean long walks every day or exhausting routines. With these 5 exercises, you can get meaningful results in as little as 20 to 25 minutes per session, 3 or 4 times a week. Think of it this way: these movements aren't just about fitness, they're about freedom. The freedom to carry your own groceries, the freedom to get up from a chair without needing help, the freedom to walk with confidence, turn corners without fear, and enjoy your life without limitations. That's what real health looks like after 60. Not running marathons, but staying steady, strong, and self-reliant. You don't have to do them all at once. Start with 1 or 2. See how your body responds. Build gradually. This isn't a race, it's a journey. And no matter where you are right now, your body is capable of positive change. Studies have shown that even people in their 80 seconds and 90 seconds can gain strength and balance when given the right approach. Age may change the rules, but it never disqualifies you from improving. Now let me ask you, what's one activity in your daily life that you'd like to make easier? Is it getting out of bed in the morning, carrying laundry up the stairs, or just walking through the grocery store without needing to stop and rest? Whatever your goal is, these exercises can help you get there. We'd love to hear from you. Share in the comments below what your current challenges are or how you've been staying active after 60. And if this video has given you something helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel. We share simple science-based tips like these every week, designed especially for older adults who want to stay strong, steady, and confident. By subscribing, you'll never miss the next step in your wellness journey. Thank you for spending your time with us today. Remember, your health is not just about living longer, it's about living better, stronger, more confidently, and more independently. You've got this, and we're here to walk that journey with you, one step at a time.